Hi everybody, Tori Hartman here with a psychic minute or two. You know, it's really interesting because I was just thinking about the idea of what I do and how my business wouldn't have been possible the way it is now anyway, years ago if it wasn't for the internet. And yet at the same time with the internet, suddenly not just me but you and everyone, all our opinions, our thoughts, who we are is, as Isabel calls it, living in a fishbowl. And, you know, it hit me the other day. I was just really tired on Friday afternoon, and just so much was going on. And I get this email from someone who had some, I would say, you know, her opinion, you know, about what I do, and it was just that, you know, I shouldn't charge for classes, and I should charge for this, and since she does her business donation only, I should do my business donation only, and that's really the way it's supposed to be. And I started thinking about it, and I realized, you know, at what point do we have any kind of semblance of ourselves, you know, of our own life without being on parade? You know, I feel like I'm this half the time, you know, and yet I felt like what I really wanted to say was, well, if that's the case, why should I work on donation? Why shouldn't everybody? Why shouldn't doctors or lawyers or everybody, you know? And the reason I say this is because if it was donation only, would we get the money that we think we deserve? And I'm not just saying me, I'm just curious, you know. And I mean, she had made the point that obviously if you have products, you've put money out, you have to recoup it. But I think it was really interesting because it was suddenly like this, I can't explain it in a way that I think would give it, you know, an articulate moment, but I can say this, that I think it just knocked the wind out of me because I work so hard, and all of a sudden it hit me that I was being hit by someone else's opinion of me, and there was some truth to it. So what I ask you is, like, when you're in upset, and I know this is true for me, it's usually because somebody's looking into my fishbowl and has an opinion that maybe I fear. You know, like I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know, there is a fear-based thing too of like, if I do donation only, will I be able to pay my bills? You know, and I think anybody would feel that way. And yet at the same time, what I need to say to all of you is the idea of being in a fishbowl is being really honest. And you're either going to like me or you're not. You're either going to think whatever you're going to think about my work. But I think at the end of the day, you know, it is about realizing that when you're in that kind of work where you can be, you know, anybody can judge you on the internet now. And I think we can't live in that kind of fear. I think you have to be authentic to yourself, and you have to charge what you want to charge, and you have to put the price on your artwork or your expression. And there will be people who will think, oh, I can't stand that person. Or there'll be other people who think, wow, that person's amazing. And I don't know if either one is true, but I do know this, that I think we find the people that speak to us. And at the end of the day, if you look at my stuff and you go, I don't like her work, or she's too much, or she's this, then maybe if you feel it's really not a reflection of what's going on inside of you, maybe you just shouldn't work with me, or whoever you feel is not appropriate for you. But one of the things I started realizing is I haven't really been using Facebook much. And yesterday I started to go on Facebook, and I was like astounded by like how much mean opinions are out there. I mean, my Facebook ranges from people who are like every 5 seconds love and light to like politicos who hate everybody, you know. And I think that, you know, it just goes to show you that's how I live my life. I'm like the gamut, you know. And yesterday, and that struck me, and I thought, oh wow, who am I? Am I a reflection of my Facebook? And I'm like, not really, because that's not me. And it's almost like when I was little, there was a book, and it's like, "Are you my mommy? Are you my mommy?" You know, and it was like a little, I forget what the being was, but it was this, maybe it was a little boy going to different, like a hat and a penguin and different things, saying, "Are you my mommy?" And I think that where I come from right now is, yesterday was the Mind, Body, Spirit Expo here. It's a very small one in Pasadena, and Isabel, who works with me, said, we gotta go. I said, all right, you know, so she got there at like dark 30, and she's excited, and she's running around talking to people, and I got in my car to go, and she texted me and said, oh my gosh, I met somebody, you have to speak, because she's nervous about speaking. And I'm driving, and she said, can you be here by 2, you know, the text, and of course I can't text and drive, I can barely talk and drive, much less anything else. So she called me, she said, did you get my message? I said, yeah, and in fact, I'm about 6 minutes away, and it was 6 minutes to 2. And I got there, and I walked, you know, she said, come on, and we, you know, she ushered me upstairs, and I met this amazing woman who does these beautiful chakra pieces, and she ushered me upstairs. And by the way, you know, in my own heart, in my own soul, I've been thinking, I want to get out and meet people more. I don't want you to just think I'm some, you know, something on the internet. Do you know what I mean? Like, I love connecting more one-on-one, more personal. And you know, she ushered me upstairs, and I walk in, and here's this woman, and she's wonderful, and she's like scared because she's not a public speaker. And I go, I'm here, it's fine. You know, when I walked in, and I didn't even know her. I didn't know this woman at all. I'd never done a presentation with her. And I get to the front of the room. Maybe there was 25 people in the room. And I said, okay. I put my stuff down. I looked at everybody, and I said, hey, I'm here. And then I went, we have to do a meditation to center us. And I said, let's just sit down. And we just sat, and we did this meditation. And then I introduced myself to my co-speaker, whose seminar it was, but she had signed up thinking, I can't really speak, but Spirit, send me somebody, and here I was, right? And it was really in tandem. We worked beautifully together. I had that moment of being able to pull a color wisdom cards, because she was talking about chakra, and I'd pull a card and say, oh, this is what's going on for you. And she would pull one of her chakra pieces and say, and here's what this chakra piece means, hold on to it. And we had this really engaged audience. And the reason I'm sharing this with you is because there's the other side of being on the spot, of being authentic and in a room and working with people. And like I said, we had 25 people. Not one of them got up to leave, because we were pulling cards and we were engaged with them and we were working with them. And it was this beautiful thing that I realized that you can't hide on the internet. People create opinions of you on the internet, and yet in person, I'm finding for me that the engagement is so different, and I think we're all craving some kind of connection now, unlike before. And when I got that email from that woman on Friday, and I thought, wow, you know, it really hurts me. The point is, when I got that email on Friday, of course the camera just quit in the middle of our talk, so here I am picking up again. But, you know, when I got that email Friday, it really hurt me. And it hurt me because I worked so hard, and I work into this void. You know, when I talk about a void, it's like being a writer. For those of you that are creative, you're just writing into a void. Like, there's nothing out there. It's just this void. And when you get feedback, and by the way, God bless people, I get some lovely thoughts from people. But it's the ones that you know, because I keep trying to give, and it's the ones that go, you're not doing it right, that you go, oh, should I even be doing this? And then when I was standing there yesterday doing this seminar, it suddenly made me realize I want to get out again, and I want to be amongst my people. And I think that while the internet has given us a false sense of connection, I think that the real connection is when you can energetically be in the room with someone. So be aware that you're looking at people on the internet. You're looking into a fishbowl of what they want you to see. And it may not necessarily be who they really are or what's really going on with them. And while they may look perfect or imperfect or what have you, the only way to really energetically, I think, experience someone is to be with them. And we can be with people on the internet. I think that the real connection comes in person. And I look forward to seeing you at one of my upcoming events.